Well, hello everybody, my name's Louise Savage. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've visited me before, and a very warm welcome if you're watching for the very first time. Hope you survive. Right, so today I'm musing on about some books that I picked up in May. Most of them I acquired from a fantastic second-hand bookshop in Heaton Moor in Stockport near Manchester. And there is a Children's Society bookshop there, which is beautifully curated, run with great enthusiasm. Had a lovely chap, No, he was a lovely chap. Maybe had a mild flirtation. But no, there was a chap behind the counter who was really chatty, obviously really enthusiastic about books and about what he was doing. And so I couldn't resist. I bought quite a few, and I think I spent just over £7. I don't know how much pleasure you can get for £7 these days, but I certainly came back with a handful of joy. So the first novel that I bought from this lovely shop was The Man of My Dreams by Curtis Sittenfeld, or Sittenfeld. I'm never quite sure how to pronounce her name. This is, I know she's recently published a new book, which is, I think, quite a romantic story. And I think, judging by the blurb, that this is also quite romantic too. And I hadn't realised that she'd published this book at all. I hadn't come across it. Hannah is a confused 14-year-old. In the magazine she reads, celebrities plan elaborate weddings. In Hannah's own life, her parents' marriage is crumbling. So presumably there's a bit of a... Hannah's getting mixed messages, isn't she? It says, over the next decade and a half, love throws her some complicated questions. I think it sounds interesting. You know, I'm looking forward to getting into this. A young woman's sort of take on love and the world. Looks like it's set in the 1990s, but I could be wrong. And I really like the typeface, the font size, etc., etc. That's nice for somebody like me, with my poor eyesight. It's a bit of a halo thing going on. Apologies, I thought I'd got the light set up okay, but it's not brilliant, is it? I need help. I need to go on a course, I think. The second thing I found was a Virago modern classic by Willa Cather. Now, I have never read anything by Willa Cather, American writer. This one is called Lucy Gayheart. I thought it looked really intriguing. I can't actually read that without my glasses. Where are they? I'm going to just pop them on my nose. What if, it says, I like a what if question. What if life itself were the sweetheart? Oh, another, there must be something in the air. It's spring. I seem to be picking up a load of romance. Oh, now she knew. She must have it. She couldn't run away from it. Lucy Gayheart is a talented pianist, a woman of grace and vitality, with that singular brightness of young beauty. It's 1901. She's studying music in the magical smoky city of Chicago, returning occasionally to provincial Haverford, the town of her birth. She meets and falls in love with a middle-aged opera singer. Who doesn't love a bit of opera? Published in 1935, this was. So yeah, it says she's one of America's finest novelists. I've only ever heard good things about her. So I'm looking forward to getting my teeth into that at some point. The next book I found was a massive steal for me. So this is called Carnivale. Look at that wonderful cover. I just love those colours, orange and turquoise. I love a mask. This said Venice to me, and of course, you know, just the cover. But actually, when you read it, it says it's a lush account of love and intrigue in 18th century Venice. A dazzling Baroque tale. Yes, I'm up for it. And this is by Michelle Loverich. Now, I read and absolutely loved The Book of Human Skin. Can't see the camera now. Which is a superb novel of hers, set in South America. In a sort of convent. Oh, loved it. And the book, there is a book in it that is made of human skin. Ooh, it's grim. I also read another book of hers called in fact I can see it from here, The True and Something History of the Harristown Sisters, and that was a real romp. That was very different. It was very joyous. So I am really looking forward to reading this. It looks like the sort of book I would take on holiday in the summer with me. When I think of Venice as she was in 1782, I think of 100,000 souls all devoted to pleasure. Sounds quite hedonistic. Souls like that become insubstantial and faintly luminous. You see, we were in the phosphorescent stage of decay. It looks like there's some amazing characters in here. Casanova, Byron, La Serenissima. I don't know who that is. I need to look that up. If anybody knows, please let me know down below in the comments. It's the story of beautiful Cecilia, the artistic daughter of an 18th century Venetian merchant. The setting is faded yet decadent. Gondolas, palazzi, delicate food, amorous twists. Part love story, part lesson, part history lesson. Marvellous. Well, definitely hitting the romance. You see that font I don't like. It's too tiny. Anyway. Then another absolute steal in the Children's Society bookshop, and that was Edith Wharton. It's the Glimpses of the Moon. I loved finding this, another Virago modern classic, because Edith Wharton is probably one of my most favourite writers. Again, American, most famous probably for The Age of Innocence and perhaps The House of Mirth. I just love her sort of dark, satirical interest in society. What does it say? Susie Branch learned early that to thrive without money in a society driven by wealth, one must dissemble, flatter, and sometimes even drop one's moral guard in order to share a little of one's host's luxury and leisure. Nick Lansing has also learned and wearied of the same lesson. Despite the foolishness of their romance, for each should be seeking a partner of means, they decide to marry. Oh, great. I mean, I could just see where this is headed. I know. I don't even need to start it. I know that I'm going to absolutely love this. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Oh, and amazing. Look at that. A fabulous sized font as well. I am very happy with that. And finally, and I think this came from the same shop, but my wonderful nephew Nathan was telling me about this book that he'd read about East and West Berlin, I think, or at least that we were certainly having a conversation about East and West Berlin. And Nathan said, "Oh, you know, I've read this. I read this amazing book," and then he went out and came back with this, and I think he also got it from the same shop. And it's cool. He couldn't believe that it was in there. I think he just sort of just happened. He was in the shop and it just happened to be there the same day that we'd been talking about it that morning. Isn't that serendipitous? I love it. The Daily Telegraph describes it as remarkable. It's called the Ratline. It's also a Sunday Times bestseller. Love, Lies and Justice on the Trail of a Nazi Fugitive by Phillipe Sands. So I think this looks really, really interesting. It's a riveting real-life thriller. Phillipe Sands offers a unique account of the life of senior Nazi SS Brigadeführer Otto Freiherr von Werther and his wife Charlotte. Drawing on a remarkable archive of family letters and diaries, he unveils a fascinating insight into life before and during the war as a fugitive on the run in the Alps and then in Rome and into the Cold War, which was what we were talking about. Years later, the door is unlocked to a mystery that haunts Werther's youngest son, who continues to believe his father was a good man. What happened to Otto Werther while he was preparing to travel to Argentina on the Ratline, assisted by a Vatican bishop? And what was the explanation for his sudden and unexpected death? Stephen Fry loved it. He called it a stunning achievement. So that's, you know, that's all I need to know. So, yeah, I hope you agree with me that that is a fabulous book haul. I am really looking forward to reading every single one of those, depending on, you know, when I need a bit of romantic fiction, which I do, quite often, I shall reach out for one of these lovely novels. I hope you've managed to pick up some bargains or got some fantastic books from the library this month, and I'm really looking forward to the Women's Prize is coming soon. I've got a few lovely videos to share on that as well. Well, I think they're lovely. You might not, but I presume if you've made it this far, you probably quite like what I'm talking about. Anyway, lots and lots of lovely summer sunshine happiness to you all, and look forward to waffling on, musing again in the not too distant future. Take care, everybody. Bye.